back at it again on you guys.
There you go, man. Hey, y'all already know what's going on. Try to tell y'all, folk, before we got on here last time giving y'all the preview. Y'all ain't want to listen, bro. We be trying to give y'all the insight, trying to tell y'all what we ain't got the script, but we got the script.
Come on now.
Cover two podcasts, man. Back at it. We're gonna give y'all the recap, give us another preview of this another prime time game. They just love us so much they want to put us in prime time again. I ain't mad at it. But hey man, I forgot when I we recorded the last video, I forgot to even like put the on Twitter and all that. Like, so I go on YouTube today and I'm seeing like we still got over 60 views on the last video, bro. So hey man, shout out to y'all, bro. Y'all folks on it. Y'all, staying consistent with the viewership. And we're gonna keep staying consistent with the content. I was hacking up along, but I still had to get on here and preview the matchup. Hopefully I can keep the coughing to a minimum this week. But yeah, bro, like shit, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. 24-14 over the Bills. I don't really want to say a shock the world type of win because I feel like if you really was paying attention, like the Falcons wasn't that far off talent wise from the Bills. Um, it was a dominating game on offense or defense. It was just both sides of the ball type of game, complementary football. That damn Bijan Robinson, man. Just won offensive player of the week, NFC, again. 238 scrimmage yards, bro. I mean, Penix, I think he had a good game, in my opinion. We'll talk about it a little bit later, dive into a little deeper, but I feel like he, picked his spots. Of course, that second half, he missed a couple throws here and there, had a couple that could have been, turnovers, but like I said, I think for the most part, I give him like a B minus for the game. Drake London, dog, showed him, back to back weeks being a dog. um, Defense, bro. This game, everybody want to keep coming to the game talking about, yeah, we got number one defense, but the caliber of quarterbacks and the teams will be, we always got to try to put a cap on it.
Stipulation.
Yeah,
Stipulation.
all got to be something extra on it when it's the Falcons. But if we was the worst defense in the league, it would have been, it was acceptable then. But
Right.
I'll say they definitely passed the test, bro. Josh Allen was flustered out there to say the least. Like, man, they offense really couldn't get no rhythm going the whole game. I said the second half they tried to come out running the ball a little bit, but they really just never got into a rhythm. And Raheem, bro, we still got to talk about these timeouts before the half, twin. Like, I don't get it. I feel like I think the strategy before the half is like, if you don't want to call that first one until you get a first down, which I can understand. But you got to get up to the you got to get up and snap the ball if you're not gonna call a timeout. Like, we should have two play calls called that first time we get out the huddle. After that, it should be urgency. I just feel like we just lack in those situations. But man, if Drake would have scored that touchdown, this score really would have been worse than it was. And then we had the block field goal. Oh man, bro, special teams really ain't special this year for us. But it didn't come back to hinder us. So my boy AG was actually in the building with Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
So man, what's your recap from the point of view from the Benz with the roof open with G's at halftime, man?
Eh, hey, what can I say? Man, I walked in and got in there at the perfect time. Tyler had already scored his touchdown when I'm walking in. So, everybody lit. They come back and answer. But I get to my seats, I'm going to sit down, and I'm just like watching poetry. Like, the offense flowing, defense actually getting to the quarterback. It's the stadium was electric from start to finish. I would say Bills Mafia had a couple moments, but we had more moments. So it turned it from that home slash away vantage to home like you were able to hear yourself for a minute, but then once like the Falcons got on the field, it was just like, okay, it's getting loud in here. And I think the more the defense did great, the more the energy pumped up in the crowd because it showed, hey, we can get stops against elite team that has been like giving Buffalo their respect. They have been in the AFC Championship the past few years, but it's like it was always something that got in the way, and that something was Patrick Mahomes. So I mean, you can't knock them for being good or being in the championship every year, but I mean, they were trying to cheer for them boys walking out, and I was like, hey, nah, we walking y'all out. So they were trying to get their "Let's Go Buffalo" all the way, bro. I'm talking about yelling it in the section, and like it turned into that, and I turned it to "Go Home Buffalo," like letting them know we had walking them out the whole time, and they tried to stay for the party. He was like, "Nah, go home." Like it was a true walkout, and it felt like we just won a playoff game. Honestly, the atmosphere was that electric. I think them red helmets got something in them because it seemed like everybody had that fire in them, and it bled off into the crowd. Uh, as far as like what I seen on offense, we don't hear commentary in the stadium. So just watching football actually happen in front of you, it's like, okay, you never know when that plays that play, or you never know what somebody is saying about how the team is playing. You only have your personal opinion and what you see in front of you. Um, but from my personal opinion, offense was looking good. Jake Matthews did go down with an ankle injury, but you didn't notice it because our backups on that offensive line have chemistry and continue to encourage each other to do good. So hopefully, Jake's injury is not that serious, and it's day to day to the point where we could potentially get him back for Sunday because we would need him. But with us having depth, we're good. But I mean, I told y'all last week, man, defense was gonna do something, man. Like defense was gonna be invited to the party, the whole party. So I mean, I know we would see Pierce a lot more this game because of the size of Josh Allen and the size of our rushers. We did see another player get brought up from the practice squad. I forgot his name, but number 99. He literally made a difference in stuffing run gaps and run lanes. So it held. We held an elite running offense to under 300 yards. That's a big step because Atlanta of old offense would have put up them 24 points, but defense would have let up at least 30, 34. So I think we definitely made our mark in that game on the defensive side with four sacks and two interceptions and 2 of 9 on third down. That specifically shows that the scheme is working and you can get off the field on third and short plays and third and long plays. Like last year, we were looking at a third and 1. They were saying, "Get loud, it's third down," and we still sitting down because we know that they finna get that 1 yard. But like, it's not a question. Now it's a point where you can get loud and really see like, okay, it's either gonna be a lot of pressure and he's not gonna be able to get it off, or it's gonna be a pass play and we're gonna cover it and it's gonna be incomplete. You know what I'm saying? So that was my view from the bench. I mean, I lost my voice. I'm glad I'm starting to get it back. Um, Cause I mean I'm gonna need it for Sunday because they're not gonna be able to hear me, so I gotta scream loud enough at the TV that they can. So you know what I mean. It was a good overall experience, but even better that we won because I mean a lot of people excuse was 28-3 as soon as we walked out. Like I gotta bring up 2016. We talking about 2025, and this team and that team is two different teams. Like we're not talking about the same team. We're not talking about, we only had the same quarterback. One of the coaches that was here is still here, or two of the coaches that was still here are still here. But like this whole team is different, bro. The defense is different.
Yeah, bro. Like you said, third down. That's where that's the money down right there. You really want to look at that when you look at the game stats, and you want to look at it both ways. Like 5 of 12, you can see they was converting at almost a 50% rate. 2 and 9 is just terrible. Like that's good for us, but that's terrible for Buffalo. and then they didn't even convert the fourth down attempt they tried. You won the time of possession. Um, no turnovers, even though Bijan had that fumble, but they offset by the penalty. But yeah, they no turnovers. We forced two turnovers, outgained them in yards, bad, like 443 to 291, and they really got garbage time at the end of the game. So, like you said, bro, it's just like this feel like a defense you can feel confident in and actually trust. Like you said about the third down, or just even the flow of the game. Like the second half, I feel like the game did kind of get a little nasty as far as the flow. I think the offense did kind of get out of rhythm. I think that kind of go with Jake being out. Also, I feel like we really don't got no man beaters as far as like wide receivers. I think we definitely need Darnell to get healthy because it's like I think Buffalo was just going straight man,
Yes.
and then they would kind of show something else post snap, and I think Penix kind of was predetermining his read based off of assuming it was man. I just feel like he's gonna get better the more he sees. Like I think people just and I saw a good point somebody made. Like I think people confuse the fact of him being 25 as him having a lot of experience, but you got to understand he didn't really stay in college due to playing more games. He stayed in college because he got hurt.
Yep.
It's not like Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. They played games. Like
Hmm.
they played their season, so you could say they are more experienced coming into the league. Penix, while he is 25, like bro, you can be 40. If you never played NFL quarterback reps, you haven't played like you haven't played that many quarterback reps in college. Like that age don't got nothing to do with it. So I say he's still learning. I say any like even for those guys, like bro, we got to stop trying to make these quarterbacks just be a finished thing. They first couple two like if 2 seasons or even
He ain't
bro.
even played 17 games yet, bro.
Look at even like Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, or even Daniel Jones to a certain extent. Like, bro, them folks is like what in year 6, 7, 8, 6, 7. But it's
Just
like,
not
bro,
having success.
yeah, you feel me? Like, so it's just like, bro, you can't never just be done to determine what a dude is gonna do. Like, I know we all want him to be the franchise guy, and from what I see, it's in there. They just have to. He got to just refine a few things here and there.
Need reps, man. Need reps.
Yeah, if you ain't got the talent, you ain't got the talent. He definitely got the talent. He got everything you want in a quarterback. And I still wouldn't even say he had a bad game necessarily. I just feel like it's the same thing when we drafted Matt Ryan, bro. Like Matt Ryan had Michael Turner to lean on, and then once he got the flow, he would go up to the line and call the plays. He would run no huddle. He would command the offense. We would have days where we lean on the passing attack. And Michael Penix has Bijan Robinson. Like, of course we're gonna lean on the run game. And we tried to tell y'all when the season first started, just because Michael Penix got in, he's this flashy new toy. This team is still a run first offense. Everything is set up by the run. That's just football, period. The run set up everything. And so I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem if this is how we play these games this year, especially if we're gonna be playing defense the way we playing it. You mean to tell me we're gonna hold the ball the whole time and get efficient points, and then we're gonna go force three and outs, get turnovers, get sacks?
I'm definitely running the ball.
Yeah, you feel me? That's winning football right there. So yeah, bro, I can't believe about the defense, bro. It's just like for a Falcons fan,
Yeah, I can believe. Hey, I can
I
believe.
can believe it, but it's like
We
I
trying
can't.
to tell these
Like,
folks, man, since camp, bro.
it's
These
like,
folks
bro.
looking crazy since camp, bro. Since camp, bro.
I mean, first in passing yards allowed, first in yards allowed, seventh in points allowed. I think we like 11th in takeaways. Divine Diablo, he's been a huge addition. Somebody who, when we first signed, I'm like, man, who the hell is this?
Bro, not for real. Hey, but I watched his highlights and seen how active he was. I was like, oh, if he can just be a good coverage linebacker, then he'll offset the fact that Caden can't really cover like that.
But man, Caden can get to that quarterback, bro.
Yes, sir.
He can get to that quarterback. And then it's like we still even missing some people on defense, but bro, I just it's crazy, bro. Defense just really is getting pressure, man. Shout out to Jeff Ober. That's another thing. Like when we first signed him, even a lot of folks, I mean, even myself was like, this a Raheem move, bro. They just get who they comfortable with. But hey, I can't argue with the results. Definitely better than Jimmy Lake.
Yeah, and like not only that, but I also like seeing coming in, bro. I kind of seen past the fact that he knew Ulbrich and looked at Ulbricht's success in New York. Like even though the Jets were sorry, they still had good defense. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like their scheme was still working. It was still putting them in top 10, top 5 type of rankings when it came to certain stat categories and stuff like that. So I do think that Ulrich needs to get more credit than what he's been getting from everybody else, not necessarily us, because we've seen what good coaching can do, and we've seen him actually perform at a good level of coaching for us before. We just gotta he just has to have the right resources, and that's what they had to do. They had to go out and get the resources to get the right guys on the field. You know what I mean? Like to have guys on a practice squad that you can elevate and call up on game day and be able to count on and still get the same amount of success that you would if you had your regular starters out there. That speaks high volumes on the coaching and the coach's scheme, in my opinion.
Yeah, nah, hey, and Sam Roberts, that's dude who you talking about, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen him out, I'm like, bro, who the hell? We gonna pull somebody out the stands, but he
Okay.
got making plays too. That just goes to show you, like you said, it's the coaching. Even when you just pull somebody off the practice squad, there's still like no drop down in the level of production, or even like just like you said, getting the resources. Like you can't expect to have a good defense with. Can't expect to make a good meal with goddamn low budget ass groceries. We had last year, but that was just low budget groceries. It ain't help the fact we had a low budget chef calling the plays for it either though. But it's like shout out to D Alfred, man. I
Yes,
shit.
sir.
We be
Shout out that
on.
bud.
He had a hell of a game. AJ looked good out there again. We got to get Jesse to stop trying to guess plays because he didn't got killed with that little. But I ain't mad at it, but that's that ball hawk mentality, you know. But say that for like Justin Fields and Tua, like you can't get Baker and Josh Allen with them plays. But I ain't got no complaints from this game. Like I said, besides that timeout usage before the first half, I ain't had no problem with Drake trying to run the ball for the touchdown. Like that's what you want to do. Um, like you said, I think we definitely need a receiver, or maybe let's just get Darnell back and see, because I think him back would be a huge addition, honestly. And I feel like I still don't trust the kicking situation at all, honestly. And I feel like that's just like these last two games we
I don't know
really
how
ain't.
you kick the ball so low, bro. How do you kick the ball so
Man, he was gonna miss it anyway, though. That was the crazy part about it. Like they was seeing how the ball was going. He was about to miss that thing anyway. I was nervous at the last one he kicked to ice the game.
Yeah,
It wasn't even far.
exactly. Hey,
I'm like,
I
bro,
said, I said, all right, Parker, bro. Hey, if it's ever the time we need you to make it, bro, we need you to make it right now, bro. Can't make this a one possession game and keep the momentum on their side, cause bro, Zach Robinson. Please tell me this: why in the hell are you passing the ball when we got to run the clock out?
and
That
empty
made
that
zero sense. They have no timeouts,
man came out an empty set.
and you pass the ball. That's the most dumbest, bro. If we would have, if he would have thrown a screen or a pick in that play, the game is tied, and they have a chance to win it with a two.
Yeah, because that one Shaq Thompson almost had that probably would have been a pick six.
That was definitely about to be a pick six. Holmes just dropped it. But that also shows you that they can't catch Michael Penix, ball with he.
He throws it hard. But yeah, like we said, man, that was a good win. Wasn't that shocking to us? Like we feel confident that we can compete. Like you said, the red helmets, 14-3 in the last 17 wearing them. Prime time got a good record. So I like the direction that we feel like we're trending right now. That's two in a row. Now we're trying to get three in a row. Now this game right here, man, every game, come with a little story to tell. This game right here kind of got like a. I just want to see, I feel like we already saw this story. I feel like when we beat the Vikings and then we came back and played Carolina that next week, I feel like they kind of got the big head. And then we see what happens. So now I'm trying to see, okay, you just did the same thing. You just beat the Bills on prime time. Are you going to come? It's not that much of a lesser opponent as the Panthers, but I feel like you 49ers a little banged up. Now it is on the road. That's a hard place to play. But I like us this game. I think if we do what we need to do. Oh my God, AG, another pet peeve of mine. Hold on before we start. I'm so sick of every time we gotta talk about who we finna play. Damn, how we supposed to beat? What we gotta do to beat them? What we gotta stop? Nick, why we can't? Why the Bills ain't gotta do nothing to stop what we do? Why the 49ers ain't gotta do nothing to stop? We can do stuff too.
Bruh. that that's a very toxic pet peeve of mine too, bro. Like I
Like
tell people all the time, bro. I don't care who you playing, bro. They
you still
still
gotta,
gotta play
like,
you too.
you still
They
gotta do
still
it.
gotta play you. Like there's no way you finna walk out there and the offense gotta play the defense on the other side. Like the offense don't gotta play the other offense on the other side. We ain't going offense for offense and trying to play offense at the same time. And bruh, like there's no way you can tell me with a straight face that you don't think that the 49ers are worried about us coming into San Fran and doing the same thing that Tampa just did to them last week, because you know why? Matt jumps as a statue in the in the pocket. Come on now, he's a pocket passer, bro. Like I don't want to get too far into a preview, but I we stack up with these guys on every level, whether it's defense or offense. We just have to play our game. This is where Steve, I mean not Steve. Uh this is where you have to make sure on offense you call your game. You call your game. You don't subdue to the fact that, oh, they know we like to run the ball. Oh, they know Michael Penix can pass the ball. Oh, they know we got to put a lot of pressure on Michael Penix to make him fluster, but he has such a quick release. I mean, he's a counter blitz feed on. Like you're not gonna really get him that well unless it's just straight pressure and you beat the man. And then like I just hate the fact that people just think, not people, but like even our own fan base, bro. Like we're always less than, even though we might be. Like everybody is spooked and keeps bringing up that 30-0, but I think that 30-0 did nothing but wake us up and turn that monster back on the inside of these guys to let them know we got to keep stacking wins, because we ain't gonna get no help from Tampa or anybody that plays Tampa at this point, because Baker Mayfield is showing his ass. And
Facts.
we cannot let up, because Carolina back there beating folks left and right. That's supposed to be good. Like the team that we slipped up with, oh, we're gonna see them again. But bro, we can't slip up and let them take second place in the division. Looking at the standings on the playoffs right now, Tampa Bay number one seed in the NFC, number one seed. All the divisions in the NFC are stacked, and a lot of folks got the same records. It's a lot of movement that gotta happen before the end of the season. But in order for that to happen, we gotta stack wins in the early part of the season, because not every team in our division gonna beat Buffalo. I personally don't think that. I personally think that Tampa can probably lose to Buffalo. Panthers would probably lose to Buffalo. And I'm not even worried about the Saints even playing to Buffalo. But
Mhm.
like it's it's just common fact right now that Atlanta's not nobody to be messing with right now. Number two offense, number one defense. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start to the season. Like, and I said before the bye week, we come out the bye week, we gotta unleash that beast on them boys, and they didn't do nothing but drop the hammer on them guys. First game out the gate off of the bye week, which is a good thing, because you don't want to come out the bye week flat with that flat energy and then go out there and try to fight for your life in a game with a team that's red hot or mad that they lost to a division opponent. Because now the Patriots are number one in the AFC East since the last time Tom Brady was playing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and this is a first year for Mike Vrabel, so that's gonna be nothing but a whole bunch of you know commotion in the AFC East right now. The only competition that is Buffalo and the Patriots. You're not worried about none of the other two teams in the AFC East.
Yeah, no. Like you said, Atlanta right now is in the middle of the pack, literally at eighth in the NFC. NFC really got like a lot of good teams right now, but you know, we still waiting for teams to weed themselves out and separate things. I say we right where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to really too much look around at everybody else right about now. Just do what we need to do. But as far as like tiebreaker scenarios, I mean, we already beat Washington and Minnesota, so we pretty much put ourselves in a good position. This is why this game right here is key as well, because San Francisco might be in that wild card as well. And you know, you want to accumulate all the tiebreakers you can get. Of course, the goal is to win the division, but like you said, it ain't looking like we're gonna get no help as far as nobody. Tampa Bay not just gonna keep winning, but you
Yeah.
know, it's more than one avenue to get in. You don't want to just bank on that because it's looking right now like that's
Right. Hey, we already 2 games behind the in division play.
right, right. So, but yeah, I know you said you didn't want to dive too deep into the preview, but let's go ahead and dive in.
Yeah.
I feel like you said, I don't even want people to really be looking at us as somebody to come in like just keep dwelling on that 30-0. And
Hmm.
I feel like what we was talking about with the fan base is really just the fatigue of this team. Cause like even during the game Monday, it was like, oh shit, like are we really finna do this?
Yeah.
We seen this, like, oh my god, we did a good idea, kind of god. But it just come from fatigue from like previous games or whatever. But it was like I feel like if we going off of this year, we can know like we got a defense that's gonna stand tall. Like offense, we would like for y'all to, you know, get some good points here and there every other possession or whatever. But
We want every possession. Forget that, man.
yeah,
Y'all
you
go all
feel
the
me?
way. Y'all get all the way down there almost every drive, bro.
But if we got to fortify, we got to stand tall. We got to have a ugly type of back and forth, back and like a game. We can do that as well. That's why I say like that's to me that's the sign of a great team when you can win games in multiple ways. Like it ain't got to be a shootout every week. It don't have to be an ugly type of game every week. Like we've shown we can put up 30. We've shown we can hold high power offense to like minimum days. And I just feel like that, like you said, that 30-0 game is really clouding a lot of people's judgment. But the more we move further and further away from it, because like I'm not tripping on it no more. It is what it is. Like you said, we'll see him again. But yeah, going into this game Sunday, bro, like you said, with the injury report, only major I don't think they practiced today. They just had like a hypothetical injury report. Jake Matthews was they listed him as I think a non-participant. Yeah. Him, Leonard Floyd, Billy Bowman, Clark Phillips, and Jalen Walker was listed as like they wasn't going to participate today. Darnell Mooney was listed as a limited participation or limited participant. And Lakel London and Taquan Graham was listed as a hypothetical full participant.
That's good.
So we know the San Fran though they banged up, bro. Like they might get George Kittle back. I don't know what's going on with Ayuk or if Brock Purdy coming back this week.
Fred
Uh,
Warner will be out.
Red Warner out for the year, both out for the year. So, and we know we're going against Kyle Shanahan. So when we go into the matchup, we already know he's gonna have some shit schemed up. Like we know this already. He's one of the best offensive minds in the league. You know, not very popular amongst this fan base. Me personally, I don't give no damn about him. Like I don't got no problem with him. Him and Dan Quinn got us to the Super Bowl. You know, once we got there, whatever happened, happened. But
Yep.
I don't got no problem. Like they've shown they can be successful elsewhere, so I can't just say they just the worst coaches in the league. They just got their flaws. But what's your thoughts going into this game? Like, do you like the matchup? What's like some things you are timid about this game though? Is it the fact we're on the road? Is it the fact you think we might get the big head? Like, what you or you just not timid at all?
So, I mean, the confidence in me says timid for what we made the changes that we needed to make. Had 2 straight home games that we needed to get the fan base back on board. Now you take it on the road and do the same thing times two. So with your back's being against the wall, now you got to play like you want to play. Hold on one second. You don't want to get caught up in trying to make sure that a team is going to be sorry for you to be able to beat them. Like you don't want nobody to try to tell you that okay, this team got to be beat, battered, and bruised for you to be able to beat them. Like walking into this game, I I don't care who's out there, bro. You can't tell me, oh, the Y'all won because Fred Warner was out.
You
Fred
know that's
Warner
what
don't
they
play
gonna
offense.
say regardless anyway, though.
Fred Warner don't play offense, bro.
You
Fred
feel
Warner
me?
can't not score points unless a interception is thrown to him or a fumble is rolled to him. Um, like y'all didn't win because we didn't have Kittle. Okay, Kittle don't play defense though. He can't stop Bijan on you know what I'm saying playing offense. That's I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. You don't want to have people to overdo and over extend fear when we have guys on our team. Like going into this matchup, we got two running backs that's gonna carve up the defense, right? They come into this game trying to stop the run. Michael Penix can make those guys look like pros. You know who he can throw the ball to? He can throw the ball to the same guy, put him in the slot, and still run the ball to Tyler right there in the backfield. Or you got a scenario where you got to pass the ball. We've seen Casey Washington make great plays, and but that defensive play that was made by Buffalo was even better on Monday. But he has guys around him that he trusts to make plays, and I think with Ray being a healthy scratch, but that's saying a lot. That hey, he was a healthy scratch on Monday, and it might be the last time we might have seen him in uniform. He hasn't had that much production this year. It's been more so everybody else that's around the field and players. I know Casey uh came in with Michael, so his chemistry is a little bit higher than his with Ray. But at the same time, you got to look at the effort and the amount of plays. Like you don't want a prima donna guy that's out there on the team trying to act like he's the number one receiver and he'd be getting the ball more and all this extra stuff because you see him, he was taking off for special teams first, then he, you know what I'm saying, limited play time on offense, and then the healthy scratch. That's trending in the wrong direction for him. But this is his old team. This is a get back game if you want to call it that. But who knows if we're going to even see that because of that. But coming into this game, I think we need to run the ball, um, continue to steal time of possession from teams that we play. On defense, limit Christian McCaffrey. That's the whole offense. They do have guys at receiver that have been doing well this year. But with the number one pass defense, I mean, I kind of think that you shy away from trying to shred the number one pass defense because not only do you got ball hawks back there, but you got more than one ball hawk back there. It's not just Jesse Bates back there. It's Jesse Bates and Xavier Watts. It's not just AJ back there. It's AJ Glow, Billy Bow, or Mike Hughes. All them guys is back there. They, you know what I'm saying? They back there with it. They back there with the straps. They strapping it. So like you gotta definitely keep the game in front of you. Do what you want to do on defense. Continue to pressure Mac Jones. You get the most sacks that you had in the season in this game because of this game. You got a pocket passing quarterback. This is the first sitting pocket passing quarterback that we have. And if you use the right pressure packages and you use the right guys with effort to get to the quarterback, it's gonna be another repeat of what we can do on any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought about too when I saw the matchup. Like this the first really kind of standstill quarterback that we playing. Um, excuse me. Yeah, you kind of jumped the gun, so let's go ahead and dive into that offense. Like you said, though, we already know, man, the offensive X factor or the key is really gonna be the same thing every week. Like run the ball. I looked up the stats. 49ers pretty much middle of the pack in every defensive category: passes, defense, running defense, all that, total defense. So not bad, not good, just kind of middle of the pack. But we are, like we already alluded to, they really banged up. Um, Robert Salah, he's a good coordinator. I think that's his spot right there, coordinating that 49ers defense. But like we said, you only can do so much with bad groceries. And it's just like, bro, your best linebacker out, and you're going against like you just said, a two-headed monster in that backfield is not really sounding like a good matchup for him. Falcons are second, like you said, the total offense as far as yardage, first in the NFL in rushing offense. Um, I mean, y'all complain about the passing game. We 12th in the passing game, and we really ain't had no game where we had to just air it out for real.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, scoring offense, we lacking. We 27th, but the games haven't really like we've been leaving some points out there. I think that'll even itself out. But yeah, man, I ain't even gonna spend too much time on the offense. I think, especially if Jake can't play, I think he is gonna play because he got that streak. But just run the ball, bro. It ain't. I love the way they using Bijan this year and Tyler at the same time on the field at the same time, bro. Like you said, with Ray being a healthy scratch, I feel like Bijan is taking that role of the slot or the gadget type of guy, using them in different ways. So Ray, if you do get on the field, you know, you might want to catch screen passes that are flipped to you. You might want to block. Because at
Hmm.
this point, we see in this offense, even since Arthur Smith been here, bro, if you're not blocking, you're not getting the ball. It's mandatory. You got to block as a receiver in this offense. Um, Darnell Mooney, I think he need to be back. Man,
He's
let's keep
healthy, man.
emphasizing play action. Keep emphasizing play action. I want to see more and more and more and more and more play action. Like I feel like these last 2 weeks they've been kind of throw it, but bruh, it ain't enough. I want to see that jump every possession, like because I know it's gonna be there. And I feel like the deception with our play action ain't really there quite yet, just because the teams is kind of knowing like, But I feel like the more we get into it, the better it'll get. Like I don't know. I just feel like under center play action is easier to like
Right.
fool defense because you hide the ball better. But
Hmm.
there's no point in talking about this no more, bro. We a pistol offense, so let's just run play action out of pistol. Kyle Pitts. I want Kyle Pitts more involved this week on the offense,
Oh,
especially
he
if
got
Donnie.
to eat. He has to eat this week. Fred
Yeah, he
Warner
got.
gone. That middle of the field finna be open.
You feel me? And turnovers. Let's keep the turnovers down. Keep Penix clean. Penix just hit timely shots when you need to hit them. Execute in the red zone. You know, basic same things we always talk about on offense. But it's your side of the ball. Defense.
Mm. Hey,
I feel
come
like
on
you
now.
got to start with that white boy at number 22, Christian McCaffrey. That's where you got to start.
Yee.
You got to stop the run. You got to make them one dimensional for sure. I'm just gonna get my keys based off of whoever is at quarterback between Purdy and Matt Jones. Like you said, Purdy got a little. He definitely got more. He's more of an athlete than Matt Jones, but I still feel like you just got to limit them to throwing like let's make it a drop back game because what I seen from that Tampa Bay game, that O line cannot hold up
At
at all.
all, bro. The O line is not ready for a real pass rush, bro.
Yeah, nah, they wide receiver group banged up, so there really ain't that many like options out there for real. So man to man, made them throwing windows tight. I think I seen something earlier about the 49ers had like the highest percentage of in breaking routes. So I feel like we're gonna see a lot of
Cover
robber
two.
action,
Cover
a lot
two.
of a lot of cover two, a lot of cover one, dropping that safety down, letting Jesse
Huh?
Bates rob the that middle of the field, let him use those instincts he's dying to use so bad, even when we don't need him to do it.
Nah, for real.
Diablo gonna be key in the middle.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, bro. I mean, the defensive aspect is really pretty much the same as they are every week. Rush the passer, turn them over.
Still a
Um,
possession in the two, man.
Still a possession or two, but you definitely got it's. I think the offense ends. It starts and ends with Christian McCaffrey. Like
Yep.
all eyes got to be on him at all times. What's your aspect of defensive keys?
Um, Defensive keys. I mean, say the first one. Stop the run. Stop the run. Stop the run. I didn't know it was an option on who's going to play on Sunday as far as quarterback. But whoever is, if you got Purdy, okay, cool. Keep your rush lanes, keep him in the pocket because he can try to get out there. He's a little bit lighter on his feet than Mac Jones is. But when you get to Mac Jones, bring him down. He's a little bit fatter on the bigger, chunkier side. So an arm tackle ain't gonna get him down. You try to get the ball first, but if you try to get the ball, bring that whole arm and sack him down. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing crazy. Um, the Falcons did a great job last week of limiting themselves on drive killing penalties, but on defense, I just think that the refs trying to keep them in the game. The holding penalties was what was killing us and kept and got them a score. That's how they even scored their second touchdown. Like they wouldn't have scored that second touchdown at all, at all. So I do think it would have been a lot better. See, a little bit cleaner as far as coverage, but I like sticky man coverage though. So I don't mind a flag here or there, but just try not to get the defensive pass interference plays and the illegal contact that moves the ball to the spot of the foul and automatic first down. So you rather those 5 yard penalty, 5 yard penalty here, but you can't let them junk stack up. Stay disciplined on defense. Basically, stay deep disciplined on defense. Read your keys. Keep Christian McCaffrey under wraps as much as possible. Like, I mean, if you got to put a corner on them, put a corner on them in a slot. Like Billy Bowman can probably cover him if he playing. D. Alfred can probably cover him if he's playing. Like, it just really comes down to heart, mind, and fist. Like that's the mindset of the defense. That's been the mindset since they started. That's been Obrick's mindset since he came in as a coach. Just play with heart. Use your mind to see what you need to see on the field. And when it comes down to get that ball out, use that fist.
Yeah, for sure. What I'm looking at from what ESPN reported about the 49ers quarterback situation is that they both are dealing with injuries. They both been limited through practice, and that they don't really know right about now. I think they said that so whichever one we get, they both gonna be dealing with some. I think they said Matt Jones is dealing with a knee and a oblique, and
Mm.
they say Brock is more limited than Mac. Injuries frustrate people, but Brock is handling it right like he does everything. I know he's itching to get back. They say that they just opened up the practice window for George Kittle, so they hoping to get him back this week. But they, like I said, their wide receiver room is just depleted. Ricky Pearsall, Scott Moore, they got a lot of wide receivers that's dealing with injuries. Jawan Jennings he's listed with ribs, ankle, and shoulder. So it's just you got to go out there and play the game, bro. You can't really oh, they missing such and such, so we go out there and loaf around. No, you can't do that. But you definitely, like you said, you definitely can't go out there and like
Right.
look at them differently, or you still got to go out there and execute. Because at the end of the day, bro, we got to get these wins. Like we feel bad for y'all injury situation or whatever, but we still got to do what we got to do. And I still feel
Exactly.
like it's gonna be a tough game regardless. 'Cause like I said, it's on the road, it's prime time, so they ain't gonna lay down. But sometimes you gotta make them lay down. All right,
Ah,
let's get into the win loss implication then before we get to the final prediction. So with a win, we'll be looking at 4-2. That'll throw us, like I said, right in there with the upper echelon of the NFC teams that are 4 wins in. With a loss, we'll drop back down to 500. I feel like a loss kind of would put us a little bit like throw the momentum off we've been building. Even though like when the season first started or like when the schedule came out, if we was to tell me we would split the Buffalo and the 49ers game, I'd be like, okay, yeah. But now that I know how the season is flowing, I'm like, nah, like let's keep stacking. So what you feel like the vibes would be the week after with a win and with a loss, like either way it go.
week after I'm gonna go loss first just because I want to get that negative junk out the way. Um, I'm currently on the verge of like trying to get more away game tickets, right? So I try not to put that in my head like, okay, they got to be good here, they got to be good there, they got to be good here, and they got to be good there. I'm not more so, oh, they're better at home than they are on the road. I want this show to go wherever we got to go and play football, and I want it to look not necessarily the same because the same is not good. The same means there's no change. The same means that we're confident and complacent in where we are right now, to the point where we're not going to change anything. You know what I'm saying? So uh with a loss, it would kind of hurt, like you're saying, the momentum that we've been building for these past 2 games. It would kind of feel like, dang, we kind of just gave the division to Tampa because they already played 49ers, and then you kind of give them the upper hand when it comes to, like you said, the playoff
Wow.
implications, wild cards, and stuff like that. Because their division has 3 teams with the same record in it right now. So, I mean, you're not really given a good hand right now as far as whether you can win or lose. As far as the room, the room for mistake is very minimal. Look, in the room for slip ups and mishaps of, oh, it's just them, or it's just them, or it's just them. No, it has to be. We're playing a big game this week. Every week is a big game. Let's go 1-0 this week and move on. But with a win, I mean, I think the mindset of this team is has changed as well because they were satisfied with beating the Vikings week 2. So they came into that game in week 3 and laid that egg looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then we came back against Washington. We were not satisfied after just beating them. Coming off the bye week, coming in there with confidence that we can play against anybody, any team, anywhere, any state, anytime. We came in there and we spanked on the Bills, bro. So after that game, listening to Bajan's interview, he said, "We can't let this satisfy us. We can't let this satisfy us." So with him being the leader and him being uh the type of player that he is, spreading that message across the locker room, this can't satisfy us. You go into the next week with the mentality, the same type of mentality of we can compete with anybody in this league. We just got to go out there and do it. So I think the show goes on the road, and you know what I'm saying. As long as you bring the show on the road that you've had for the past 2 weeks, and I do think that they made the right moves because you do remember when we moved down, when we moved our OC down, Zach Robinson, we moved him down to the field. It was for 2 home games straight. Now he's gonna be on the field for an away game straight. So even in the sense, if it's a game, he's still right there to, hey, we need to adjust this, we need to do this, we need to do that. He's not just up there sending calls down or sending signals down or sending stuff down to people and it's falling on deaf ears. It's actually face to face conversation. That those little things make the big things easier. So, you know what I'm saying? A win will help us more, forget losing.
But AG, man, why y'all gotta tune in to Cover Two Pod, bro? We're gonna give y'all the insight, bro. About AG over there preaching the gospel, but I almost got up and say, first of all, he said, bro, them folks was satisfied. That's the main word, bro. Like, if we gonna be the team that we think we need to be, you don't get satisfied off of beating nobody, bro. Like, you get, if anything, you get like that confirmed feeling in your body, like, okay, we already knew we was gonna beat them. Like, satisfied is crazy. And then you see the result of happening when you get satisfied. Like, you get humbled the next week because
Hmm.
you think everybody's just gonna lay down because you got a big win. No, that's not how it works. Same
Nope.
thing we was saying when the Bills lost the game, they was mad. Nobody cared that you mad. We trying to do the same thing that they did to you. So
Yep.
now you just won a game in a form of which you kind of dominated. So guess what? San Fran is not trying to be on the same end of that. So now it's gonna be a little harder. But like you said, them putting the offensive coordinator on the field is really implemented in this game. At home, yeah, it's needed, but on the road is when we've been having the problems with the play calling getting in and all that crazy stuff with the helmet. Now, Zach Robinson, we need you, like you said, adjusting on the fly, what you seen on the field, talking to the players, what y'all see, what y'all want to do, what y'all like, what y'all don't like. Like you said, with a loss, it would kind of throw out the momentum a little bit, but you know, I don't want to be disrespectful and say I can't see a loss, but I feel like this team is flowing. And like you said about Bijan, like if that mic'd up they did after the Panthers game, or not even the mic'd up, but well the mic'd up Tyler Algier was like, if we want to be the team that we want to be, we got to bounce back. But in the locker room, Bijan said, this game right here needs to be a make or break game for this team. And that's what it was. Like you don't want to get humbled that way, but in a way, like you said, it slick woke them up in a way that we've seen. Like ever since then, they've been playing some damn football, and I think that continues Sunday. And
Yes,
then like
sir.
with a win, bro, because I feel like Detroit played Tampa Bay this week, so one of them gonna lose. Eagles play the Vikings, so one of them gonna lose. And then
We're,
I'm
we're
not
literally clawing our way
you
to
feel
the
me?
like.
Like
I,
more and more
hey,
we
I
get
don't want to. I don't want to overstep, bro. But I'm gonna say this, and we gonna know because it's week 6, right? Week 7, right?
week 7, I think.
I'm not gonna overstep, bro. We're right to where we need to be, like you said earlier, bro. Because right there in the middle of the pack in the rankings, people still overlook you.
That's what I
Unless you
want.
that number one team, number two team, number three team, they're not looking at that. I say let's not even worry about the rankings until we get there. As far as the team mindset, stay your ass away from the social media and everything. Do what you got to do, and everything else gonna work itself out. Because look at the next stretch. Hold on, let me turn my camera. Turn my camera.
Let me enlarge.
All right, there we go. So next stretch, we got San Fran Sunday, Miami finna come in next week after that, and then we go to New England. That's the
That's
next three.
that
That's
little
the
middle stretch we thought was gonna be sweet. All of a sudden, ain't really looking as sweet with that New England and the Colts. But
so it exactly. But so the next quarter of the season that we were talking about was Buffalo, San Fran, Miami, and New England. Okay, so we already got one out the way, right? We got one. The second one is gonna be a fight. We're gonna fight. You come back home and you potentially have one of Miami's receivers on your team. If you don't like, if we don't get healthy at receiver, that's the only way I see us getting another receiver. But once we get healthy at receiver, I think we'll be straight because Casey Washington can play the slot for real. And he can be an outside threat when Drake's in the slot. So it's all gonna pan out. I think that situation gonna pan out. But as far as win loss next three games, like you want to be playing your best ball by the time you play New England and Indianapolis. We're not even playing our best ball yet. We're just putting the pieces together right now. Because once you play Indianapolis, like you really go into
ready
another
to get with it.
gauntlet. You go into another gauntlet of the season and you have to finish strong. That's why it has to pay off to win early. If we're not winning early, it's gonna be even harder to finish out the season.
Yeah, you definitely got to stack the wins when you where you can. Like I said, like we first got the schedule, we thought that New England Colts that part of the schedule was like the sweet spot, but it ain't really looking that way. But I still feel like Carolina, New Orleans, the Jets is still a sweet spot in my opinion. Like I feel
Yeah,
like that at least a 2 out of 1, 2 and 1, 3-0 type of ordeal.
yeah.
But like I said, we 3-2 right now. I'm gonna predict the win this week. That will put us at 4-2. Score wise, so last week I kind of said shootout 31-28. I really didn't want no shootout. I preferred it to be ugly how it was 24-14. I just feel like, bro, I can trust that this defense is not just going to allow a lot of points. Like I feel like I can finally start putting that in my thoughts when I make my prediction. And I'm gonna say like with them being so injured, bro, I can't really see it. Like, I can't see them putting up a bunch of points unless Christian McCaffrey just had one of them games. So I'm gonna go like another little 27 to uh 17 type of ordeal. I think I think we win comfortably like a same script. Go down, get a field goal late, put it out of reach. Or I just only thing that concerns me with this game is the fact of, like I said, coming off a big win. Now, one thing I can say, like, kind of eases me is the fact that it is prime time. I can see that clearly this team gets up for prime time. Like they clearly put an emphasis on that playing their best when it really matters, like on the bright stage. But yeah, San Fran not a bad team. They just banged up 4-2. They at home, hard for us to play a bit like prime time. But I think we scratch our way 4-2, 3 game win streak. Come back home with the Dolphins, and we start on to gain some ground on Tampa Bay. So I'm gonna predict the win. I'm gonna say 27-17.
Okay. Hey, so I'm not predicting a loss for damn sure. I'm predicting a win. You know what I'm saying? In the Falcons way. You know what I'm saying? Like last week I said the score was gonna be 31-14. All we needed was that Drake TD, man, and the field goal. Man, I'm telling you,
Thanks.
we there. So this week, It's gonna be a good game. I respect the 49ers, bro. But respectfully, they ain't messing with us, bro. It's gonna be a good game as far as like to start off with, but I see us pulling away second half type of team. Like you seen what Michael said he wanted to do. He wanted to clean up how he played the second half, and for him to acknowledge that in his brain, now he's gonna go out there and have the same first half mindset in the second half to finish off the game. So I'm going for a 31-17 victory. I think it's gonna we might finally get our first defensive touchdown. It's either gonna be a sack fumble because we have a quarterback that's not gonna be able to move that much out of the pocket, um, and or it might come on a pick six that's thrown to a receiver that's not knowing what the route is or doesn't have the chemistry with the quarterback, whatever it is. Um, Defense got to come away with at least I would say 4 or 5 sacks at the most just to try to give that defense instill the same confidence that the defense has had the whole year. You do want to contain that offense, keep them under wraps. You're not going to be able to contain every single play, every single thing. It's the NFL. All these guys are good. All these guys are in the NFL for a reason. But I do think we got our guys to bank on, and you know what I'm saying. If I had a betting hand in this game, I would definitely take my underdogs for the Mayans.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, I'm cool with that being underdog. Like I said, I don't want nobody to believe in us. Stay where y'all at.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I feel like that was a great breakdown, great recap. Like if y'all don't know, the game Sunday night, NBC. We in San Fran, we in the Bay Area, got a big game. Um, I'm excited to watch this team play, bro. I'm glad. I feel like I'd much rather be talking about how anxious I am to watch them play than the draft and who we gonna get at coach next and all this, bro. Like
Yeah.
that shit ain't fun, but we've been doing that for the past 2, 3 years. We've been doing this, bro. We're trying to
Right.
win the season. We ain't even got no first round pick this year.
Exactly.
But hey, man, with that being said, y'all folks definitely make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Um, I don't know if we're gonna have a weekly stream live coming today, but we are actually. I don't even know why I said that, but hey, man, rise up, bro. Like y'all
Rise
fucking
up, baby.
yeah, bro. Y'all sub to the channel, bro. We coming at you with all the analysis, bro. Everything we be saying on this pod, and you turn on the game, bro, it go on, bro. We know what we talking about. I'm trying to tell y'all folks. Like I said, we ain't got the script, but we got the script.
Got the script.
So hey, man, ain't nothing to say, bro. Y'all folk rise up. Till next time.
Hey.